Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, 57th Shloka. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Yas Sarvatra Nabhisneha Tat Tat Prapya Shubha Shubham Nabhinandati Nadveshti Stasya Prajna Pratisthita. In this second chapter, in the 54th shloka, Arjuna asked 4 questions. Sthita Pragnasya Kabhasha Samadhistasya Keshava Sthitadihi Kim Prabhasheta Kim Asita Vrajeta Kim. So, after Arjuna asked these 4 questions, what are the characteristics of the man of steady wisdom? How he behaves with himself, how he interacts with the world, how he sits and how he walks. That means within himself, how he abides in his own self and allowing the mind to interact in the world, whether he speaks, whether he walks, whether he talks, anything he do, but whether his inner climate of the mind gets any disturbance. Like normal other persons, he is also undergo the lot of changes, emotional crisis or anything like that. Otherwise, how he will act and work in this world. Because all the Jnanis, the Sthita Prajnas, those who are the man of steady wisdom, who gain this self-knowledge, and after gaining, how he lives in this world. Because all the Jnanis, all the wise people are not going away from the society, and it is also needed to know that need not to go out of the situations, out of the people, nothing. Then how to lead a life, how he leads the life. So what the people about him describes and talks. So these are the questions asked by the Arjuna, and Bhagavan started answering to them very beautifully. In 55th shloka we have seen that first of all, in his mind he dropped all the desires. For him there is no any kind of assignment, commitment or personally to achieve anything. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go for him. But they will work in the world for the sake of the Loka Sangrahardham, for the benefit of the people, because they have to do some seva service, because this body is given by the Ishvara for all of us to uplift ourselves from the animal instinct nature level to the divine level. And after discovering the divinity, then how long according to prarabdha this body lives and continues. So according to his inner vasanas, he works in this world just for the sake of the Ishvara, for the sake of the people's welfare. So that kind of person is, and he don't have any his personal desires, likes and dislikes. That's why he is able to treat the dukkha and sukha both equally. He never gets elated when the pleasures or the sukhas comes, or whenever the miseries comes, he never becomes depressed. In this way, he is free from the raga, bhaya and krodha. That means he is very perfectly mastered his emotions. That kind of state of mind who is having is called sthita prajna. And in the 57th shloka, which we have just read, this also we have seen the meaning, and he is not having any kind of attachment to anything in this world, either the relations or the possessions. He may have the possessions, he may maintain the relations, but still at the heart of the heart he is a sannyasi. This antarika sannyasam is the more important than the bahya sannyasam. So, and in that way, whatever comes according to the prarabdha, timely, shubha or ashubha, whether it is a favorable or unfavorable, he never hates them or he never gets attached to them. So the likes and dislikes, he is beyond the likes and dislikes. He is beyond the likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes are only for a ajnani, otherwise people, they are under the sway of the raga, dvesha, likes and dislikes. Now today, after telling that, such a gnani, after gaining mastery over his mind and the senses, emotions, how further he applies that mano nigraha. Now Lord telling in the 58th shloka one example, very beautiful day-to-day common example. Yada samharate chayam kurmonganiva sarvasya indriyani indriyardhebhyah tasya prajna pratishthitam. The example is as like the tortoise withdraws its senses. Basically, when we see the tortoise, the 6 things are projected outside of the shell of the tortoise. The whole body of the tortoise is covered with a strong shell on the up top. And what are the 6 main things will come out, organs, sense organs? The one is the head. So head is consisting of all the 5 sense organs. So head, angaha. Anga means parts actually here. So it is not a sense organ alone. The head which consists of sense organs. So angaha, parts. 1 head and 4 legs and 1 tail. So altogether 6 parts of its body. Whenever it finds some threat, some fear takes place, then immediately it wants to protect itself, because the tortoise cannot run fast to escape like other animals. The slowest walker, mover in the animals, reptiles and all this is the tortoise. And the tortoise breathing also, they say very less number of breathings per minute. That's why it will live nearly 300 to 400 years in a undisturbed environmental conditions, just big like a rock. So being it is a slow mover, the only protection mechanism by nature it has got, just immediately it will pull its all the 6 organs which are projected outside. Then it will hold the breath also, I think. That is the one of the reasons maybe it does the pranayama, it lives for a long time. Then it will just stay like a dead one. These animals which comes to eat with their leg, they move it, they throw that side, this side, but it won't bring out its instruments, and it is stay like a dead one. So that animal which came to attack, it will go away. So this is the example Lord giving here. Kurmaha yada samharate cha ayam angani sarvashaha. In all those kind of dangerous situations, it will how as the tortoise pulls its all the 6 these main organs which are projected out, protruded, and in the same way this gnani indriyani indriyardhebhyah, indriyani indriyardhebhyah, he also pulls all his sense organs from these sensual objects. Sense objects are there, sense organs are there, but they never run after or behind those sense objects. This is pulling the sense organs means tortoise pulling the organs, literally you can see it will do that. But here how this Gnani will do? He plug all the ears and the nose or the closed eyes, or put the band on your close his eyes with a cloth? No, they are all open only, but still they have no power to run out without his permission. No admission without permission. So in that way, cha yada ayam sarvashaya sammarate kurmam angani iva, in the same way, indriyani indriyardhebhyah, in the same way, this Gnani also, who have the total control on his senses, his knowledge is the firm knowledge. If there is no control on the senses or the mind, then he has no steady wisdom and the control. Now here when we say upasamharate samyak sarvashaha samharate, from all the aspects, from all the directions, this samyak upasamharate, Shankara writes samyak, properly. What it means? Complete withdrawal and effortless withdrawal. It should be a complete withdrawal. Even one sense organ is weak and we are become a slave to it, that's enough for the downfall of a person. And this should happen spontaneously, effortlessly. Of course, for a sadhaka in the beginning it is very difficult. He has to struggle. But we are talking about the Gnani who is established in the Gnanam, abided in his own self, that person. So, effortless withdrawal and complete withdrawal. How one or two other examples also we will see about this. See, whenever we are constructing some room newly, after building the walls, now they have to put the floor. to put the floor, they keep the lot of wooden or iron rods support, and then the iron plates, then they will put the concrete. But after putting the concrete, they will wait for 1 week or 10 days. Then in the time they will do the lot of curing also, putting the water on the concrete. Then later only they remove these supports. Just like that, now this Gnani is having a total strong firm conviction and the evidence in his own self. Now for him there is no such kind of struggle, he needs some support. Still we need the support, and we are still having a doubt, samshayam. We have a struggle in the withdrawal, and the withdrawal is not complete. That means still we are on the path of sadhana only. But here is the man of steady wisdom is firmly established in the truth. So he, in the same way, like that, in the beginning we have to be very, very careful. The supports are needed. But once the concrete becomes strong, we can remove those supports. One other general example, once a Mahatma who go for begging every day, and along with him his one disciple also went. And when that Mahatma went and stood in front of some shop or the house, that person of the house owner or shop owner scolded him, this Mahatma, in so many ways. You are useless people, you are lazy people, you are burden to the country. Because of you beggars, like the country is going to dogs. Like this he just started shouting at him. But this Mahatma still stand in the same way, without any reaction, without any retort. Then that person who scolded him said, you are shameless. I have exhausted all my words, but still you are rock like, not having any kind of stimulation. Then the Mahatma just went off. After gone to his place, this disciple who went along with him asked, Sir, why you are just kept quiet? That person is talking so much ugly and insulting you by horrible words. Shall I go back and give him left and right? Then the Mahatma said, yes. If you have taken his words, definitely you have to go back and give them back. But I have not taken. I have not given any importance. I have given a zero importance to his words. See, this is mana abhimana. How is it possible? To whom we are talking about the Mahatma means immediately he don't have anybody, he don't have social behavior, social relationships. So we are in the society, we are in the family. So how we can live like that? Immediately these kind of questions will come. But Shastra says, my dear man, you, whether you live in the as a grihastha or as a brahmachari or as a vanaprastha, sannyas, it doesn't matter. Whatever may be your responsibility in the society, in the family, it doesn't matter. You can still develop this kind of untouched ability, unaffected, samatvam, equanimity, stillness, and accepting this dvandvas, raga, dveshas are all equally. So in this way, many examples we can see. So this is what Lord conveying through this example of tortoise. That means the power, sense organs are lost their power to pull the mind towards, and mind has become so strong now. It knows that why you are running. You run before like this many times and you got hurt. Huh? You got so many abuses, so many insults. You suffered like anything before. So the previous experiences are there. So the mind tells to himself, tells to itself. Who? The higher mind, buddhi, tells to the lower mind, and the lower mind is keep quiet. When mind is quiet and vigilant, alert, balanced, naturally the sense organs also under the control. After telling this in the 58th shloka, then Lords go to the another, the same thing, how this is possible for a yogi and why it is not possible for a bhogi. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. First I will tell you the general meaning what here the sloka says. Vishayaha vinivartante dehinaha niraharasya rasavarjam. This is one sentence like that we have to take. Generally, for a common people, common man, many times, in many occasions, many situations, many of us will do that, have the control on our senses, will do that. For example, whenever we are sick, doctor says you should not eat these things and all that. So there is no other way, there is no other way. So I have to. This is called vidhijanya niraharam. That means vidhijanya indriya nigraham. I have to control. Now if I eat all this and I indulge, my life, I will die. So there is no other options because of the compulsion. Okay. Today, for example, a beggar or sannyasi went for begging, but he didn't get anything, and today he has to starve, fasting. So for him it is a today Ekadashi, not willingly, but there is no other way because he didn't get the food. So in this way, even the murkhas also, murkhas means the dull-witted, these materialistic people also, in the name of the so many their worship and all that, they also do the fasting. For example, the people who go for this Ayyappa Vratam and temple visit, they will follow all that. But in their heart of the heart, the desire, the lingering taste, rasam, will be there. That is called. So this Vishayaha, Indriyas, here Vishayaha means either the sense objects or actually the sense objects are meant for the senses. If the senses are not there, who sees the sense objects? If the eyes are not there, who will see the colors and forms? So here Vishayaha means the sense organs, vinivartante, they will return back, they will withdraw from the indulge. Okay. Generally dehinaha, for the person, niraharasya. Niraharasya means who is not enjoying them. Even though all the different foods are there, sweet dishes are there, but I am sick, I should not touch them, I should not eat, I can't eat also. Then, so he drops them, he stops. Who is not enjoying them, niraharasya. But inside the heart, mind, no, the rasam, the lingering taste, that will be there. So many times these people, whoever do tapas or the vratam or the starving because of the sickness or anything, they are waiting whenever this vratam gets over, whenever this sickness goes, then immediately I will take revenge and eat double. They will wait. The craving will be there. This craving is called rasam, the residual taste, lingering vasana. There are many our old experiences, they are still lingers in our mind. So it is not so easy to withdraw the senses from the indulging and the sensual pleasures of the worldly objects. So they leave the rasa varjam, that means the inner interest and craving is there, but temporarily the sense organs are withdrawn. For example, in sleep also, all our sense organs are automatically withdrawn. When a person sleeping, you bring and keep a very nice dish at the side of him, or even a nice smelling flowers you keep at the side of him. Nothing affects. You bring a which he likes, that particular dress or the clothes or the ornaments, they are all there around. Even they touch the maybe you keep closer to his body, you may keep closer to his ears, you may keep closer to his eyes or nose, but all those sense organs are automatically withdrawn. Do you mean that those sense organs doesn't have interest in the mind? Yes, tomorrow when he gets up again, all that craving for many things, because they are there already in the mind, again the mind starts running behind them. This is generally what happens with the all people commonly. But what about this Sthita Prajna? In this Sthita Prajna, the man of steady wisdom, not only the Vishayaha Vinivartante Niraharasya, but Rasaha Api Asya. To that a wise person, even that lingering craving taste inside the mind also gone. Also gone. There is no more craving for anything. There is no more addiction for anything. There is no more clingingness to anything. Okay. Rasam api asya vinivartante. That vinivartante we have to add to the second line also. In a common dehinaha niraharasya vishayaha vinivartante. Occasionally, compulsorily, vidhi because of vidhi. Vidhi means compulsion. But the lingering taste is there, rasavarjam. But in the case of the man of steady wisdom it is vivekajanya withdrawal. Okay, the withdrawal is because of the vivekajanyam. There, vidhijanyam, compulsion. Here it is no compulsion. Nobody is not compelled me, and but still all the sensual pleasures are there in and around, but still I am not run behind them, because I know the drawbacks in them. I know by running behind them what happens. if I leave the mind like that, finally they all will crushes me. They will leave me in the misery and sorrow. So he knows very well that that's why he is able to do that. Not only that, the another reason Lord says, because this much control on his mind and senses and withdraw from the laukika worldly affairs and the matters and the whatnot, the pleasures, either the money or the enjoyments, luxuries, all that, because he saw the param drushtva nivartate. This is very important, because he saw something higher, greater, supreme, what? Which is already full, which doesn't have any craving, which need not to run behind anything, which is full and complete, satisfied, what? His own self. Because the self who discovered his own nature, he finds that fulfillment, it is complete. Satchit Ananda Swarupam. Then what for I have to run behind this temporary, illusory, misery giving objects and the worldly things and people? So he saw the param. If you are not seeing the param, that means if there is no higher goal for you in the life, and you are not attained that higher, or at least recognized as there is something higher. This body, this life is not just meant for to eat, drink and enjoy and go. No, that is not the purpose of this body. This is called thinking or knowing the higher and attain the higher. 2-3 ways. Knowing there is something higher and trying to attain that higher and attain that higher, then to such a person, he will crave any for the small things. If a person who is having a plenty of Ganga water surround him, whether he crave for the, already this kind of thought came, no? And sarvata samplutodake, yavan udapane sarvata samplutodake. Such a person, he has to go for digging the well or buying the Bisleri water, readily available. So much plenty of sweet drinking Ganga water is available. Then why have to run for a small to the dirty ditch like that? So here param drushtva nivartate. So for the time being we may leave the bhogas, but the lingering taste and the desire, asha, kamam, does not go. So that how it will go, the answer given in the shloka, param drushtva. Param drushtva. So for this one example, they say generally in the Acharya Ramanujar, it happened, I think. Once there was a very strong bodybuilder, like very wrestler in that particular village or place. He fell in love and so much attached to a Vaishya, a prostitute, and he is very much fascinated and infatuated, and whenever she walks and goes somewhere, he holds the umbrella and he stands in front of her. He always sees her face and he walks back, it seems. Or maybe he is walking at the side only, but he keeps the umbrella and he always looks at her face. She is really very beautiful. There is no doubt about it. When this kind of thing happening one day, where Ramanujacharya staying, and the people showed that See Mahatma Acharya, this fellow, how much he is engrossed and infatuated with that lady. Then Ramanujacharya said, you just go and call him. Then he came. Then Ramanujacharya inquired very casually, hello my dear, why you are so much attracted and surrendered to that lady? Why? Why you are looking at all the time and you are walking also, looking at her only walking back? Such a mad you are? Then that fellow said, yes, she is so beautiful. If you can show me anything more beautiful than her face and she, then I will stop. Then Ramanujacharya said, that great Mahatma, you just come in the evening when here the puja arati is going on to the Lord Narayana, Ranganatha Swami. Then that person came because he is thought that why this man said, yes, I will show. If you show anything, then okay, I will show you, come in the evening. By God's grace, by the grace of this Mahatma, when that person came and stood in front of the Lord Narayana, when the arati is going on, for a fraction of seconds, moments, he got the darshan of the Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. Once after seeing the beauty of the Lord Narayana, then afterwards he never turned back and towards that lady. Not only that, he became a great devotee also of the Ramanujacharya. This is the episode story which happened in his life, they say. So, why these examples all? Upanishad also tells this param društva. Okay. Avaram. This is all avaram. Param društva. So when you know something is higher, then you will drop very easily, automatically the lower. So this is the meaning of the shloka. And after that, param društva nivartate, Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes in his commentary, that also just I will mention. Paramartha tattva tattvam brahma upalabhya tasmat, because he got the evidence of his own self. I am the Brahman, I am the Satchidananda Swarupa Atma. He gained that evidence and the knowledge. Tasmat samyak darshanatmikayaha. So whoever sees that proper vision, viveka, janya, this knowledge which showed the higher, prajnayaha स्थैर्यं कर्तव्यम iti abhiprayah. Okay. So those who are having steady wisdom and samyak darshanatmikayah. No, this is a guidelines actually. This is those who are all also wants to abide in this way, become a sthita prajna. For they also tasmat. So those who want to see the samyak darshanatmikayaha prajnayaha stairyam kartavyam. Stairya means with very firm conviction and commitment, we should also strive for that param. So that is the meaning. After telling that, in the 60th shloka, but Arjuna, it is not so easy, the controlling of the mind and the senses. Even though great people, Mahatmas, or even wise people also, many times they will fall down after climbing the ladder, and from the top step again they will fall down. It can happen. So we must be very cautious and careful So Bhagavan here telling about that. Yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitah indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manaham. So this process of withdrawal is technically called as the Pratyahara in Yoga Shastra or in the Sadhana Chatushaya Sampatti. Okay, Shama, Dama, Uparati or Pratyahara. Pratyahara according to Ashtanga Yoga. So this Gnani is never runs away, or he fight and resist with them, but just he withdraws himself, okay, because of his attention is on the higher and abide in the self. Now here in this shloka, hey Kaunteya, Kunti Putra, indeed, really, these sense organs are they are very powerful. Pramathini, they are the real culprits. They are like the goons, gundas. They are like rowdies. Pramathini. Pramadhanashilani Vishayabhimukam. They naturally runs behind the sense objects. So now this Indriyani, really speaking, very, very dangerous and very powerful they are. Haranti prasabham manaha. Very forcefully they will carry away the mind. They will pull the mind, the sense organs, towards the material objects. For whom? Not a normally weak people and common people. Vipaschitaha purushasya api yatataha vipaschitaha purushasya api manaha haranti prasabham pramadhini indriyani. This dangerous, powerful, like horses, like a powerful horse, controlling is very difficult. A powerful bull, controlling is very difficult. Like that, they pull. Whose mind? Vipaschitaha yatayaha purushasya api. These words are important. Vipaschitaha na visheshena pashyati iti vipaschitaha. Medhavinaha or viveka gna. Those who are having vivekam, discrimination power, and even the knowledge about the Vedanta and all that, but still we see in Puranas many examples of in many rishis who are doing the tapas just by appearance of the Ramba, Urvasi, Menaka, how they fell in love and what happened, the tapas has become bhanga. Okay, all these things indicates this only. So here Bhagavan telling that. So never take it for granted that you have a full control. You must be always vigilant. Always vigilant. Never take it for granted. So prayatnataha kurataha yatataha na, who is striving, the person who is having viveka, but one day suddenly he will fall. He become a prey for the fall prey to these sense organs. So whatever maybe you are doing, putting efforts, but still there is no guarantee. That means you must be very, very with utmost care, alert. That's why the alert way of living is called yogic way of life. The alert way of living is called the Gnana Marga, Viveka Marga. So with Vivekam, alertness, very carefully. So in this way, see, our senses to get attract, there is no need of big things. Even simple wall posters and the hoardings of these advertisements. Why people are becoming so uh, addicted or the interested, becomes a consumerist just by seeing the advertisements. If one advertisement, if you see continuously, Bhagavan is going to tell that how after that what happens, what happens. So I need not explain now. In 62nd and 63rd shlokas he will tell. So repeatedly, if you give your eyes and ears are projected to them, okay, then immediately your mind will become weak. That's why these advertisements, the TV serials, the cinema hoardings, all are very dangerous. They are all very dangerous. They spoil the mind. Even nowadays, the cell phone, if you keep on seeing the cell phone uncontrollably and all the time, somehow your mind will get attracted to some unwanted nonsense, ugly things. That's why you must have a very perfect control. Use the cell phone, let it be with us, but still it is in our hands, but I am not in the hands of the cell phone. That much dareness and courage we must need. For another simple example, in the Ramayana, why the Sita Devi should get attracted to that cunning deer, Maricha, golden deer, even in spite of Lakshmana said, actually she doesn't want anything so far except Rama, Rama, Rama. That's why she left all the comforts of the palace and then came along with Rama to the forest and going through all kinds of hardships. But she never feels any hardship. She enjoys and she to serve Rama, to live with him. And also she never in between also she never complains and she asks for anything. But that day when she saw so long she is having so much control and not complained about his mother-in-law Kaikeyi, and see, you rejected everything and came to the forest, because of you I am also suffering. She never complained anything and she didn't ask also anything. Rama only always waiting whether she asks anything. Sometimes only the flowers and the fruits only in the forest. So Rama used to happily bring them and give to her. But that day, Sita got attracted to that golden deer. In spite of Lakshmana came and said that, my dear sister-in-law, this is not a real deer. We are in the forest. Here all the Rakshasas are waiting to cheat us and kill us. So this is definitely a trick of a Rakshasa. Because have you heard, even he told to the Rama also, brother, we never heard in any story, any Purana, there is a golden deer like this, which is studded with the diamonds and the Vaiduriams and Ratnams. So definitely it is a Maya, cunning deer. But even Sita didn't listen, even Rama also. Because Rama's concern is Sita after a long time. Now only she is asking for something. If that also I am not giving, a small deer, then what a husband I am. He also thought of that, and whatever Lakshmana said, didn't listen, and you know the story what happened afterwards. See, one small desire, but the desire, what? Desire kills you. Need fills you. Remember this slogan. So that is what Lord said here. So in this story which I have told just now, if you take the Tattvartha, generally they say like this: Sita is the mind, Rama is the Atmananda, and so long she is happy with the Rama, why? And that desire came. And then she has to suffer afterwards, 1 year. Maricha is the sensory attraction, Maya. See, if you got attracted by the Maya, to the Maya, you have to go away, separate from your own self. Then once if you are separated from your own self, the mind goes, runs out, then that is the samsara, dukkha. Then there is no end for it unless you come back again. In the next 61st shloka, Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha vashe hi yasyendriyani tasya prajna pratisthita. Now, suppose if somebody asks, then what should I do? What should I do? This knowledge which you know, because in the previous sloka, yatataha vipaschitaha, they are all well-known people. They tried, they practiced all that, but that knowledge is not converted and assimilated. If the knowledge is properly assimilated, then that knowledge will be with us, then that should be available whenever I need, particularly in the crisis. If this knowledge is not available and useful into the day-to-day life to transact and not get into trapped by anything and to lead a vigilant life, it should be available to me. Otherwise, what is the use? I heard so many things, I studied so many things. Just like the child studied worked hard for the exam. Before the exam, he remembered everything, and when he goes to the exam, everything is blank. And after the exam finished, also he remembered everything. What is the use? Such a study, what is the use? Now here the question is, what should I do to convert this knowledge into assimilation? Into assimilation means into availability whenever I require. In this Vedantic language, this process is called nididhyasanam. Nididhyasana means not meditation. Meditation is talks, the yoga and samadhi and all that. Alert, a life living with the alertness and the awareness, with the self-awareness and Atma, awareness, and Anatma, alertness, both should be there. Alertness and awareness. That living is called 24/7 meditation, Nidhi Dhyasanam. Dhyasa means too much engrossed, involved, attracted. Nidhi Dhyasana means too much, severely remembering. Dhyasa means remembering. Nididhyasa means intensely remembering. Intensely remembering what? Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Muktosmi, Aham Nityosmi, Aham Nirvikalposmi, Niranjanosmi, Nirakarosmi. So that Nididhyasana idea is brought out in this shloka. Krishna is prescribing here 3 methods. First, step by step. What is it? Tani, first, samyamya sarvani tani. Okay, samyamya sarvani tani. First of all, indriya nigraham, sensory mastery or sense control. The first thing. Samyamanam vashikaranam krutva. Ramana means here, sorry, sarvanitani samyamya, controlling them first. Samyamanam. A small child or a small kittens or the birds, okay, newly born, the mother has to protect them not to fall from the nest, and very carefully the bird one takes care of and one goes and brings the food. Until what time they have to protect them? Until they get the wings, until they learn to start fly properly. Until that they need to put a lot of give a protection. Just like that, a small plant we plant, okay, sapling, and you need to take care of it very much by putting the fencing, because other any animal comes and eats any. So we need to put a fencing. Not only that, that to grow straight and properly, we must put a small stick support and tie lightly with that. And once that plant sapling grows little and plant and become little stronger, then afterwards you need not to put any fencing. It withstand by itself. In the same way, here we need to samyamya sarvani indriyani. With effort, first we have to do all this. Then second, yuktaha asita. Yuktaha asita matparaha hi. Matparaha. The second thing is yuktaha. This sadhaka, the seeker, here yogi also we can take. Yogi word means here yukta means a seeker, a mumukshu. Asita, should remain. Should remain what? Samahitaha. Yuktaha means samahitaha. Asitaha means na anyaha aham tasmad iti. Abiding, knowing that I am the Atma, Brahman, all pervading, and samahitaha means with alert and introverted mind. Introverted mind. So let us recollect again that example of tortoise withdrawing. Actually, what the yogi Sthitaprajna will do, he is not reacting, he is not taking revenge, he is not running away from the situation, but simply he withdraws himself. He becomes introverted. This is a healthy way of introvertedness, not because of the depression or the disgust. Samahitaha. Then matparaha, that word is important. Here Lord says mat means keeping me as the goal. The thought, the mind should be associated with, imbibed with me as the supreme goal. That is called matparaha. Here mat means when Bhagavan Ishvara telling that mat, but here mat means aham. Aham means Atma. Atma means Brahman. self, consciousness. When the attention goes to the consciousness and the self and the Brahman, naturally the all in around the Brahman me, what are all the things are just appearing and disappearing. They are simply dancing in me, like the waves dancing in the ocean. I am the ocean-like consciousness. The waves appears and disappears. So matparaha hi prajnatasya yasya. So whose knowledge is of this person? Yasya prajna tasya indriyani vashe pratishtita. So this is the method Bhagavan giving. Two methods he given in this. Third method he gives in the next shloka. So here one is have a perfect control and always be vigilant. Okay, sarvanitani samyamya. And then in order to do that control and samyama, you must always have the something higher, param drushtva. So this shloka is a condensed form of the essence of those that kurmonganisha sarvashaha and rasavarjam rasopyasya, all those 2-3 shlokas together. Now Bhagavan, this is the way, unless otherwise. Okay, here Shankara writes, when Bhagavan said matparaha aham vasudevaha sarva pratyagatma paraha yasya saha matparaha. I am the Atma Vasudeva Paramatma in every form, in every name. I am only, that's a mat paraha. In this way, whose prajna is in this way, that sense organs are under control, then only they become vashe pratishtita. Because of the abhyasa balat, constant practice, they will become now firmly abide in their own sockets. They never trouble us. This is what the characteristics of the man of steady wisdom. It is required for every one of us to live in this world without running away, going away from the world, in spite of everything. So, more in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.